Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's another episode, a special episode of the White Chocolate Podcast. We are here.
Yeah.
Are you all here, honey?
I'm trying to be.
I know you're trying to be.
I'm trying to lock in.
It was kind of one of those, we have just been through some, I don't know how to describe it, but it's been a interesting month.
It's been the last 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, we're here, but we're rocking and rolling. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, honey.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
That's crazy to think.
We got here. I don't know. It's
like our 13th Christmas together.
13th Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh my. Can you remember the first one?
I'm sorry, the 12th.
The 12th?
This is 12th to 13th.
12th, 13th Christmas.
Yeah.
Time flies by.
Grab a seatbelt or a helmet.
Well, let's go. Put it on. We're rocking our UT gear tonight. We are in Club Kitchen. Welcome, everybody. It's been, I don't know how people feel about this time of the year, but obviously we had an episode 2 episodes ago. We talked about just kind of some holiday funny stuff. But tonight, just to kind of help us and help me and Kai, especially, we were just like talking about what this time of the year does and people. I don't know what it was about this year, but it's just been a wild.
We'll get into that in later.
We'll get into that, but man, I
episodes.
Hope. I hope this episode meets you in a place that you're just open to receive it, and because I think we just need this episode. I know I need this episode, as weird as that sounds.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about it.
But we'll get into that. But what is your favorite thing on Christmas Day? Let me ask you that tonight. Favorite thing about on Christmas Day?
Well, this year's a little unique in the sense that my children have already told you what I've gotten you. So.
Ooh. And they almost disclose what I got you.
Correct. So I learned this year you can't incorporate your children until they prove something.
Yeah.
Because they just spilled the beans.
They spilled the beans.
What was even the question?
What is your favorite thing on Christmas Day? What's your favorite thing?
My favorite thing on Christmas Day, it's slow, chaotic, and messy.
It is kind of like unique slow. It is chaotic, especially if
Mom. Batteries.
Dad, can we build this? Can we do it now?
It's messy because you got paper and batteries being thrown and paper and boxes and all these things come in, all these contraptions with the twisty tie things.
Oh, the twisty, and then sometimes you need
scissors
you
out.
Need scissors.
You have to come with
or a
tool belt for Christmas.
A little Phillips screwdriver.
Yep.
A little one too, not like just a normal one.
A little one. The mini one.
Dude, it is. But it is kind of fun though, and then it kind of slows down and it's kind of a little peace a little bit.
They're just playing so nicely.
Yeah, mind you, we have the parents that have little people that are just geeked off the wazoo, enjoying themselves to the full extent.
Yeah.
So I would say for me, the favorite part of the day. I think just having a nice meal together is probably my favorite thing. I think as us in our family, I think we're kind of we're figuring out rhythms of like just how to deal with what we're gonna do. But I feel like it's like a bomb that goes off with all these things that now, mind you, like. We want to bless our kids with some good items and stuff, but like, I think it's just grandparents and the such that just want to like, hey, we love your kids. And that's super nice, super grateful. I don't know how to handle it. Like, I kind of size up these gifts, and I'm like, that's going to be broken in an hour, or just to be honest, like,
that's terrible, Joel.
I know it's kind of bad. Sorry, but
you need to have a thankful heart.
I do have a thankful heart.
Do you? You sound a little grinchy over there.
I know, but oh well. So wherever you're listening to this, I hope you have a blessed Christmas and a new year, starting your new year.
That's crazy. 2026, like that feels like
26 in the mix. Feeling good, feeling alive.
I feel like 2030 felt so far away, but really it's like right around the corner.
Oh, 2030.
Our kids graduating like 2037.
Ugh.
Brother,
I'm 37 right now. That's like,
it's kind of crazy.
That is a kind of crazy thing to say. So let's get into the topic. So we are kind of focused. You kind of came up with the idea of this, the learning and seeing one part of the Christmas story that it kind of stands out to us. I'll read it. It comes from Luke chapter 2. And one thing that some families do as a tradition is that actually they read the Christmas story, Luke chapter 2, and then some, and just kind of have a moment to reflect on that days, the number of days or however long that took for Jesus to be born and what that looked like. So I'm going to read a portion of it starting Luke chapter 2, just starting at verse 1, and it'll go to 7. In those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world, wow, that's a big claim there, big statement there, should be registered. This was the first registration when Quirinius was the governor of Syria, and all went to be registered, each of his own town. And Joseph also went up to Galilee from the town of Nazareth to Judea, to the city of David, for which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be registered and married his betrothed, who was with child. And while they were there, the time came for her to give birth, and she gave birth to her firstborn, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them in the inn. Okay, so we kind of, I don't know what it is about. You kind of brought up this idea, how we want to talk about Christmas this season. And obviously last year we talked about Advent. But right off the gate, Kai, you said we should be focused on how the idea of like, there's no room in the inn. There's no room essentially for Jesus to be born inside of a home, but we got to put him in a stable. What made that stand out to you this time?
That's a really great question. That's a really great question with what I was thinking weeks ago, Joel.
Weeks ago.
I think I came up with that like beginning of the month.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, let's do that.
But no, I think that it's relevant. It's something that you're always fighting up against this time of year, is like, how do we make space? How do you create that space for there to be just a simple remembrance? How we need to keep being reminded of the birth of Christ and like his birth, and just making room for that. So for me, it was more like a just reminder. I'm like, I really just need to remember to make more room. What does it truly mean to love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, your soul? And just creating more space. I need him to invade more of me, more of my life, more with parenting, being a wife, all the things. And so that is probably where I was coming from, with just laying things down and needing him to invade me. But I got to create the room too.
So let me go back to my notes here. I lost my notes.
So yeah, that's kind of what I was probably thinking Because I get lost in the sauce in
Oh
December.
my goodness. I feel like this year has been more, I've been lost in everything that we've been doing. Behind the scenes, little side note, Kaisha and I have been transitioning. I have a new opportunity, ministry opportunity. We'll probably maybe touch on that down the line, but we're not here to get in all that. But that has been a level of intensity, wrestling. I would say our house is full of things that have kind of clouded and kind of almost probably just pushed. I like we have been inviting Jesus into all those decisions, and
absolutely.
But I think even more so, it's like this clash of, like, I look at our little dry erase marker or dry board calendar that we have, and literally it's just full of
things
that
require something of us.
We have to go to, attend, know about, a party, a Christmas play, a Christmas choir concert, a birthday bash, a Christmas tree day that we go with our family.
All the things,
and it kind of really, this year has been like, dude, the whole I'm not making room for the God of the universe to come and meet me where I'm at. Am I letting him just be
the main thing,
a friend, or just be a friend to me when I need him, or just to be with me in all that stuff?
For me, it's like I keep the main thing.
Right.
Like bringing Christ back to Christmas and creating the room. I think that's where my heart probably was feeling. You feel the pressure as a parent. You feel the pressure. For me, I'm in sales, and it's just the end of the year, and you're trying to get everything in, and you're just feeling this pressure.
Yeah.
I think at this, and so it's like, I need to seek first the kingdom, and all these other things will be added onto me.
Yes.
And for me, to go back to your original question, that's probably where all this stemmed from for me.
Yeah, I love this question. I was, as we were preparing, is like, if Jesus showed up in our lives today, would there be room for him?
I would hope so.
I would hope so too. But like, it makes me like, it is. I mean, I work in retail as well as my other job, and it is crowded. It is tense. It is busy. It is anxiousness. And we should be asking that question. And then, as we think about what we do on Christmas Day, and the things that we receive, and the things that we partake in, the things that we eat, are we giving God, are we allowing him to have a room in our in our hearts? But then, like,
okay, well, let's flesh this out.
Yes.
So if Jesus physically came in the physical, are you asking, so just an example, like, Jesus would know that every morning at 6:30, I know where Joel is.
Yeah.
He's sitting on the couch right under the light. And physically, that's where I would be, because that's our thing. For some people, it might be driving to work.
Yeah.
And he's sitting passenger, and that's something that's routinely there that you made room for, and Jesus would be physically there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
To physically, like, think of him like, this is something that's a cadence, or this is something that's already carved out.
Yeah.
Like, physicality, that's where he would be. That's an interesting thought. I never thought about it that.
I mean, thinking about what we fill our homes, for example, like even in this Christmas season, like we have bins that we got out of our garage. We have things that are just out, right? We have so many things, and it's like, well, it's even as if you could think of like you have that guest room in your home. Some people have that guest room. Is it filled with like is it filled with like, is it just a stuffed closet or like stuffed room with a bunch of junk or whatever? Some people will have that. I mean, it's like kind of going deeper and saying like, if I could have like, if we could have a physical Jesus come into our home, come into our space, would he be at home with us?
Mm-hmm.
Or would would it be like congested, or would it be busy? Would there be a sense of peace? And it's like, well, I don't know. Like the things that we consume, like we are Americans. We love to consume things. We love more. We love more and more and more and more. But are we simple enough to say that God in the flesh coming, that's should be enough, and we should make more than enough room for him to come in our lives?
Yeah. What do you think are some things that oppose that for
Oh,
you?
man. I mean, obviously, we were just talking about a lot of things that we've just been doing this past month. But I mean, it's, what we feed ourselves, what we consume, what we pick up every day, like our phone, or what we pick up or watch on consume in a television show, or
college football.
Freaking
right? Love college football.
But we make a lot of room for a lot of things, but except Jesus.
Was it ever meant to be something that was like a carved out square, or is it more of a continuous thing? Like he's just supposed to be in everything. So it's not necessarily making room, but it's is this a continuous stream or a consistent stream in everything that we do?
I think it's deliberately some carving out, like some like creating, like deliberate, like creating space. But then I think it's an ebb and flow, because as we are growing with our faith in the Lord, I think we realize, this room that I got here, like I kind of shut Jesus off to this room. There's no space here. There's like, I can't have you in this room. It's kind of like, if you ever been in a place where, you just smushed in a car. You got so many people in a car. It's like very uncomfortable. It's very like unreasonable.
Sounds very college-like.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in
I know.
a decade, Joel.
Or I don't know. It's just fun to think about that idea and just how that translates to like, how's Jesus like fit in all that? Does he fit in that? I don't know. Like, but I think there might be some things definitely like you can cut that off to create space and create room. But then I think it's my heart posture as you grow and mature. I think it's a maturity thing too. Like if you are doing something like, man, I'm on my phone like 8 hours of the day.
Distraction.
Like, is that like, that sounds like you got no space or room for Jesus to do something in your life. No, your head is already lost in that sauce.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different things that probably oppose that, that we just can't make space in our brains or our minds, where it's like hard situations that are consuming. Depression probably starts to settle in.
Yeah.
If you lost someone, this might be your first Christmas without them. I know a lot of folks in that boat.
Yeah.
Or your marriage is on the fringes. Like, I know quite a few people in that boat. Or you're just stressed with your job.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that can take up so much space.
Yeah.
But like, how would you say you would minimize those things to make Christ bigger?
It says bold is saying like repenting of things, so repenting of sin almost.
Like idolizing it?
Yeah, like idolizing, gluttony, worshiping things that just are not of God. Not to say we're not here to say like everything's all bad and everything, but I think
sometimes it does. Sometimes it is though.
Sometimes, yeah, you have to be like real yourself. Like, I can't be doing that no more. Like, I just gotta stop. Like, I can't. That's sin. You know, that goes against what God wants and desires. And so, I think when you begin to do that, yeah, you're creating more space. You're letting go of those things, and you're focusing more on the Lord. But so kind of going back to our passage, you know, it's interesting with Jesus, you know, and what they say. You know, it's what I was learning is the inn that they say is not necessarily like a hotel. I was doing some research on it, and I could be wrong, of course, but like I was trying my best to understand like the context. But it was more like of a family home, and of course, at that time of space, you know, it was busy as ever, no room at all. You know, like people are coming to get registered. And
with the census, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like already
it's chaotic.
It's already like no space. And then you have the son of the God man in the flesh, Jesus. And it baffles me to say that we, and in his nature as being like supernatural and in the natural, that he is born in a stable, you know, in a barn with animals, and you know, some people like what I learned is like it was a carved out rock where animals would eat, and you know, just try to picturing that, right? In my head, I'm like, this is the king of the universe. And we can't give him a room upstairs or in this house that they're at, or like what's up with that? And it's like, tell something about what people will do against Jesus, or how people feel about Jesus, that they will kind of push him out, that they won't truly accept him. They won't respond to his love. You know, it even goes to this other passage that I was leaning in, that, you know, in Matthew chapter 8, verse 20, foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. So the Son of Man is referring to Jesus. So, you know, the idea that there was no room wasn't just at his birth. It was like followed by Jesus for his whole life. You know, they would refer to Jesus as like someone that was homeless. You know, he was just going from town to town doing his thing, but you know, he was rejected at some places, welcomed at other places, unwanted, right? You know, the creator of the world in the flesh, you know, live without a permanent home. But as that, you know, the one who made room for us often had no room for himself. So what does that say to us, Kai, when you hear some of that?
I mean, this is a king that comes in humbly. This is a king that
super humble
to come in on, you know, into the town on a donkey with Mary, and the pressure Joseph was under.
Yeah.
I mean, she could have been stoned to death for this, and all the things that transpired before the birth. It's remarkable. It's just to think that a king of the kings comes in that way should really set the tone for the expectations of everything else.
it kind of tells us what kind of God this is. It kind of comes down on our imperfect, messy level.
I think it also really challenges that present day, and even today, it really hits nail on the head in terms of like what humans really desire is power and territory and greed and all these certain things, and he comes in that way.
Yeah.
He's not going to overthrow Rome. He's not going to, and these are some of the expectations that people had at that time, and so that Jesus, the Messiah, would come and do all these things, and they would be, that they would thrive after that. But his kingdom was set up way differently than they could ever think or imagine.
Yeah.
And they thought they for sure thought that it was going to come a certain way, and it didn't. And it already sets a tone with the birth that what is about to transpire, they've never seen before, they've never felt before, and I just feel like, for me, that's just like a breath of fresh air that our God is different than any other God out there. And this is why I choose to follow Jesus. And that's why he's my savior. Just due to the fact of how he moved and what he did as the God man, but then it also reflects God himself, so.
Yeah, it showcases what kind of God this is, his character. It brings so much human aspect. Like, man, dude, he's like us. Birth is messy. It's not always going to be fun. It's a little unexpected. Yeah, I love that. Let me think. So tying that all together, so it's like we kind of connecting it all together. Like, when we think about No Room, it looks like overpacked schedules, holiday noise, the pressure, and we only, sometimes we're guilty. I'm guilty, is that we only make space for Jesus when it's convenient, or when we really need help, or crying out to God when, like, man, everything just stinks. It's kind of like we don't reject Jesus, but we just don't rearrange for him. Like, we don't go out of our way to be like, man, I got it's like anything. Like, we go out of our way for this holiday. Like, we'll make the plans. We'll do the stuff.
Pay the money.
We'll pay the money. We'll set up a special meal. We'll do the things. Like, we will rearrange our homes for X, Y, and Z for the holidays. But with Jesus, man, are we rearranging some things? Are we moving some things up? Are we getting rid of some stuff?
But I think there's some like, I think there is some, I think there's Christ in that, and we're rearranging for the birth of Christ, so we're maybe putting up the Advent calendar, maybe we're doing, the candle thing.
Are we doing the right rearranging?
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's both sides of that, in the sense of you put a joy sign outside, like, what does that really mean, or what's that really about, like, I just think that there can be some good rearranging and
totally
that type of thing.
Totally.
I just want you to boo-boo on people that I think there's other people out there that do it the right way too.
Yeah, no. Yes. So what's beautiful about Jesus, though, is, kind of going back to a different text of scripture, is like, God is so gracious. He's so merciful. He wants to extend his grace, that he's a God that is knocking on the hearts of our lives. He's saying, hey, Joel, hey, Kai, I know you're busy. You got a lot of things, quote, on your schedule. But man, can I come in? In Revelation, 3:20, it's like, I stand at the door and knock. Let me just read it. I just want to make sure I get it right. Revelation 3. 20. And go to that. This is John foretelling, of what Jesus is at the end of the day, how Jesus comes back for the second coming. Christmas is the first coming, and the second coming is Jesus is, it's kind of remarkable. Like the first coming is like Jesus, Christ being born, human, in a lonely, just that little cute baby, and then the second coming is like, man, he's the King of Kings, and he's gonna
riding on a horse and
power, and it's like this
tattoo on his thigh.
Yeah, and 3:20 says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with him, and he with me." So I love that, because that's a invitation, that we can hear that knock, and we can open that door, and he wants to come in.
Yeah, and I think that probably with that text, you're probably thinking more macro, but I think more micro, and like, can I have some of that anxiety? I'm just knocking on the door of your heart, the anxiety door.
Yeah.
Can I have that? Can I come in?
Oh yeah.
Can we repent of this? Can we lay this down?
Yeah.
Or anger.
Oh.
Getting frustrated with your kids at this time of year. I'm so guilty. But he just knocks at that door. Can I come in?
Yeah.
Can I rearrange some things in here? I think there's so many other doors, maybe more micro.
Right.
But I think that you can take it as macro of like salvation and coming to the Lord too. But I think that that's the sanctification part of it too. That he's just knocking on every little door. Like, I need that. I need that. I want that. I want to sit with you in this.
Yeah.
Can I cover that? Can I take that? That's too heavy for you. You mind if I?
Yeah. And however he wants to do it, like if you invite him in, like he knows how to make himself at home. It's just, would we let him make himself at home? Like, or would we more
push him away?
Hey, Jesus, you can come in a little bit, but I can't, just a couple hours, or I can't.
Only when things are going good.
Only when things are going good, but I'm gonna have to ask you to leave when this happens, or Jesus, but it goes way deeper than that. Like, Jesus just wants to be all in your business, all in your family, and that's a good thing. Like, that's he wants to love you.
He's a jealous God. He doesn't just take peanuts.
He wants all of our little things in our lives that may be small, but they matter, and they matter to God, and he sees that, and he wants that. And just as Jesus, it's just a crazy thing that the Christmas story, Jesus is born, and there's no room for him in this spot. But man, I think that teaches us something about, oh man, like, really at the end of the day, he wants to flip that and say, I want room in, I don't care where I'm born, or, he's like, I'm not that interested in being born in the best,
a palace.
Yeah, a palace. But he it goes deeper to say, I want that space in your life. I want that. I want your heart. I want your mind. I want your body. I want your family. I want your kids. I want to have all access. I want all entry, and I want that room. I want that space.
Well, yeah, that makes sense, especially with the veil being torn. Like, he wants the full access. That was part of the reason why he came. It's like, I want you to have full access to the Father.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
You know what I mean? Totally. And so it's like that's one of the main reasons why he came. He says, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life."
Yeah.
And not to jump ahead to the end of his life.
Perfect.
But I think that's really on par. I think something else that really stands out to me, and I'm looking for the verse. For me, it's him coming as a baby to be Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
Is also mind blowing to me. That you want to be with us in this room that is messy, that I do have idols in, that I do put above you. Like, you want to sit with me in that? You want to parse that out with me?
Yeah.
Like, you want to be Emmanuel with me? So it doesn't necessarily take away the situation, but I know that I'm not alone. Like, I think that blows my mind. When he gets that name too within the story.
Yeah, I think in all of this, as we kind of, I think
in all of this,
I don't want to, not go too long. I think what's beautiful is that even in it's like the notion of like, well, dang, there's no room for me to give birth. Well, we got to figure out something.
Yeah.
Like, we still gotta, this baby still need to come.
It's gonna come either way.
Like, I'm coming regardless. I'm here the love of God is coming. God so loved the world that he gave his only son. Like, I'm coming, and having no room didn't stop. Like, it's not stopping God's plan. Like, this is not. Oh yeah, he wasn't surprised that this would happen. I mean, I bet Mary and Joseph were surprised.
Well, yeah, they
obviously were. Like, because that's
why they had an angel up here.
That's a key thing that in the scripture, because they're like, well, we got to figure out how to birth this child, But it says that God, Jesus met us in a humility and mess, and we flip it and say, like, the invitation to open is our door of our lives is it's asking us to invite God in, is there, and that brings a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity. And so it's like, it's kind of like, asking a question: is there room in your life for God?
Yeah, it's a good entry. I mean, but I think that maybe for some of those other seasoned folks, it might be maybe repenting of things or something that you've held on to for many, many years. And I need to let the Lord make room for that.
Yeah.
It could look like, it can just look in so many different ways. You're just allowing the Lord to wash over you and take over more of your heart, more of your mind, more of your soul. It could look so many different ways. And I think that for me, I love just reading. I guess right now, originally this is what I was thinking, like, to make room. But then I'm really laying my plane on like the Emmanuel part.
Yeah.
Like, I think so in Matthew 1:20, starting in 1:22, it says, all this took place to fulfill what the Lord has said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. And that also sets the tone of what kind of God he is.
Yeah.
That he would come, put on skin, come as a baby, be in a manger or feeding trough, have to be fled out. I mean, just like craziness, like, with the census and King Herod wanting to kill all the firstborn sons. Like, what a wild time. Like, it wasn't a peaceful time for him to come on the scene. It was literally
silent. It wasn't so much a silent night.
Yeah. Biggest bologna sandwich.
Maybe a stressful night of.
Yeah.
But
there was a lot going on. And so for me, that's kind of our lives. It's just a lot going on. There's this, there's that, there's wars, there's, so much that you can kind of dive into or be caught up in. And God's just like, I just want to be with you. And for me, that brings peace, because peace is a person, and that's Christ. And that's one beautiful reason why he came. And so that's where I'm landing my plane.
Jesus allows us to have peace with God. You know,
well, he is the Prince of Peace, but yeah, I got what you mean.
We are able to be set free from sin and death.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful message of Christmas. And that's, Christmas is just that launching point to the final.
Just keep receiving
final reckoning of Jesus coming back for his bride. But wow. You doing all right, honey?
Yeah, I'm fading.
You're fading. Well, I heard you, and I hope people hear us as well. Well, everybody, thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I hope your day is blessed and, finding some space to pause and
just your family, read the story.
Praise God and
ponder.
And, worship Him and maybe watch a fun Christmas movie.
Watch the movie Star.
Star. That's a fun
it's great
kids movie that's focused on the.
I know. Is it a baby shower or is it a birthday party?
Is it a baby shower or birthday party? That's a good question.
It is a great question.
I know. It's
both.
It could be both. We need to bring up that debate again: baby shower or birthday party.
Yeah.
But all right,
they have no idea what we're talking about.
No. You just gotta watch the movie, The Star. It focuses on Jesus, but animated movie. Fun kids movie. All right, everybody. We love you. Thank you. Merry Christmas. God bless. Till we see you guys. Peace out.
Bye.